Hey, welcome to the CS Classroom. So today we are going to talk about the most important and crucial components of a CPU. So the most important and a crucial part of a CPU that we need to talk about and we need to know, so it is ALU. Now we are going to talk about what is it and what are the tasks it performs inside the CPU and why is it so crucial. Let's begin. What is an ALU? An Arithmetic Logic Unit, ALU, it stands for Arithmetic Logic Unit, is a part of a central processing unit, CPU, that carries out arithmetic means mathematical and logic operations on integer binary numbers. It is a fundamental building block of many types of computing circuits, including the CPU, FPU, and GPU. So here we are talking about the ALU stands for Arithmetic Logic Unit. It is a part of a central processing unit, which is a CPU, that carries out arithmetic means mathematical. Arithmetic means mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. So it performs arithmetic operation, arithmetic tasks, and as well logical operations, logical tasks. Logical operations means like logical decisions, like comparing two values together, like binary values, like zeros and ones. So it performs logical operations on integer binary numbers like zeros and ones. So Arithmetic Logic Unit often deals with the whole numbers, integer binary numbers like zeros and ones. So it is a fundamental building block, means it is a core component of a CPU that helps a CPU to perform mathematical calculations, operations, and logical operations and make logical decisions. So it is a fundamental building block of many types of computing circuits. So not just the CPU, it is also as well a part of FPU and GPU. We will talk about the FPU and GPU in later some video. So you can think of it as a calculator inside the CPU. CPU is the brain of the computer and the calculator is the ALU inside the brain of a computer. So you can think of it as a calculator inside the brain of a computer. So let's talk about the CU now. So now let's discuss what is CU, the control unit. The control unit is the part of the computer's central processing unit. So it is a part of the CPU which directs the operation of the processor. So it means that it is the part of the CPU, central processing unit, which means it directs the data flow of the processor. So it fetches instructions from memory, decodes them, and generates control signals. So here it means that it has a pattern. CU has a pattern that it follows. Firstly, it fetches the instruction from the main memory RAM. So it fetches means it gets the instructions from the main memory. So then it decodes them, means it understands those instructions, and after decoding it generates control signals. So it generates a kind of signals that are called control signals. So it generates control signals to manage the ALU memory and IO devices. So CU creates or generates control signals and send them to the devices that can perform those tasks which are in the instructions. So it generates those signals for sending them to the specified component. Then after sending, the component receives it, and then after that, that component performs those tasks. For example, I have an example that if an instruction says that add two numbers in a calculation, so then the CU receives those instructions from the main memory, like fetches, gets those instructions from the main memory and decodes them, understands them, and then creates and then generates control signals, then sends those control signals to the component that can do those tasks with the numbers, that can deals with the numbers. So adding a two number in a calculation, so this task can be performed by ALU. So the CU would send those signals to the ALU. Then ALU would perform the task to complete that calculation. So CU is like a manager, or we can say traffic police officer inside the CPU that manages the data flow, handles every component. It doesn't work, it doesn't calculate anything, but it handles everything. It tells other components to what to do and when to do it and how to do it. Devices that need control unit include CPUs and GPUs. So devices that have the control unit in them are CPUs and GPUs. So that's it for today. I hope you understood the concept of these components. Now I'll see you in the next video.